This is crazy, man. I was just watching yesterday a podcast about Brett Adcock. Yeah, that's his name, Brett Adcock. And he's basically like the CEO and founder of Figure, that is a company that wants to be the first at, you know, it basically wants to get as fast as possible the human and robot stuff into the world. It's very interesting, man. Like this is Brett Adcock. So he's 8 years old. He 38 años. And he basically has Figure, man. I was actually researching about his company here. Mm, I already knew about this, but that podcast was really good. What is the name of the podcast? Brett Adcock podcast. This one. This is
Brett
crazy.
Adcock.
It was literally released 1 day ago, and it's an incredible thing. I love it. He was just talking about how how important this product is, like human and robots, is gonna be, and how it's literally. I mean, at the end of the day, all can I say? What the hell is this? I don't give a fuck. Like at the end of the day, my conclusion is that this human and robot is gonna be um the most important product that humanity has ever created in history, because you are literally gonna like the reason why this is gonna happen is because this product is gonna be needed everywhere. Okay, like it's gonna be needed in the workforce. For example, in some part of the podcast, he was talking about um, the problems that a lot of companies have on the workforce. He was literally saying that well, they are currently working with two big businesses, and how like common the or how big the problems and labor they had, those companies. And I mean, just those two companies wanted them to already send 100,000 robots or something like that. So clearly, the demand is going to be incredible. And the reason is, obviously, it's because there's two parts to this. There's two, or at least based on what I watched here in this video, is there's two parts to this. Is first deploying all these to the workforce. So obviously the businesses, to the factories, all that. And then the second one is deploying it to the home of everyone in the world. The same thing that happened with computers, right? Well, not the same, quite different, but very similar, right? First, computers were like more in universities, obviously in the workforce, and then they were deployed more into the homes. And now I'm literally recording on a computer in my home, the personal computer. So now the reason why this is different is because they're literally trying to recreate a human, essentially, that is even more useful than a human being. Therefore, that's gonna be big because if with just us humans, we have created this incredible economy, right? Around the world with these incredible products, etc., and this great quality of life around Earth, mostly. Now, even with the limitations that biology that has on humans, like we need to sleep, we need to go to the bathroom, we have emotions. Sometimes we don't feel motivated to do the work. Sometimes we feel sad. Like, now imagine, um, now we need to eat food to have energy. Then we have unlimited energy. Now imagine a world where we have humans that don't have any of those limitations. Like the output that we could get is just exponential. This is just in order to magnitude. Because now you have in this case, humanoid robots. I don't like to call them humans, but like now you have these humanoid robots, which are like a human without all those limitations, that can be much more productive, much more useful. And now imagine that scaling to the billions, because this is really going to be into the billions. Like there's going to be billions of humanoid robots. We are billions of humans. There's currently billions of human beings. To be more exact, there's currently 8 billion human beings on Earth. Now imagine 8 billion humanoid robots on Earth. Like the freaking economy is gonna be incredible. Now, the economy, all the economy is just goods and services, right? And the reason why I say the economy is gonna be incredible is because now you have 8 billion humanoid robots which don't have those limitations. Like can work, like boom, everything. Like everything's gonna be cheaper if you really think about it. Like let's just, I'm saying all these big claims, and when I was hearing this, and some of them, I was like a little bit skeptic. But whenever you actually think about it, makes total sense. Like they just say you're a business owner, right? You're a business owner of whatever, um, of this. It's yeah, it's this. Fuck, I forgot how you call these things. But yeah, it's basically perfume. Is that how I call it? ¿Cómo se dice loción? Loción. Lotion. Lotion? The fuck? No. Lotion? Perfume? I don't know, man. ¿Cómo se dice loción? ¿Cómo se dice loción en inglés?
Lotion se dice lotion en anglais.
Lotion. Well, I don't think that's the word, but basically this thing that is just something that you put in your body and you smell incredible. Let's say you're the business owner that makes this. Currently, you have a lot of workers, right? Yeah, you obviously just have some machines, etc. But there's like specialized machines, like a machine just to fold these. You still need a lot of humans to. I don't know the business or manufacturing of this, but I suppose you need humans to. Man, I really don't know, to basically transport these things. Like I don't know, man. I seriously don't know. I'm total. Um, I just don't have no idea on the manufacturing of this product, but let's. I mean, there's humans involved, right? In whatever the task they need to do in manufacturing of this. Now, obviously, I think obviously like they need to go to the bathroom. They need to. Sometimes they're not that motivated to work, and therefore they don't. Like, just think about it. Like these humans that are on working on factories, they're doing 8 hour shifts doing repetitive things, which, as he was talking about this thing, and he was talking about how it's boring. Like at the end of the day, it's boring. Like just imagine yourself doing the same thing for 10 hours a day or 8 hours a day. It's very boring. It's not very fun. A lot of people don't like it. That's why he was talking about all these companies. Well, not these companies, like these two companies he's working currently with, where they have a lot of turnover, where basically people don't want to work there because it's just boring as hell. The job is it's boring as hell, right? And that happens a lot. And no, I have a better example. Sheen, or yeah, Sheen. Like, have you seen these pictures? Sheen. I have a better example. like just look at this. This is real, right? Okay. So there's literally in Asia right now, like fuck ton of people working for these big companies like Shein, like this. Okay, I think this is a much better example. Um, so yeah, just look at this. Okay, this is happening. I'm gonna put a video. Videos are better. Shein workers. Shein. I mean, at the end of the day, I still don't know the manufacturing of these things, so but we can have an idea.
These disturb.
Yeah, look at that. I need your help. Oh my god, that's crazy. I just wanna like a video of how they work. I don't wanna. No, I just want a video. What does this has to do with Sheen, bro? What the fuck? Okay, like for example, this photo is very like this one seems to be more about food or something. I don't know. It seems like in the photo, but just look at that. All humans. Let's take this photo that is right here as an example, because at the end of the day, the Shin one is the same. The only difference is that instead of food or whatever that is that they are holding or whatever, it's just clothes, and there's machines that they need to whatever do with the clothes. Look at that. So we have whatever. Like that's basically most industries, right? They're like just workers there. Also, like Apple products that are made on Foxconn or something like that is the Chinese factory that they are hiring or whatever. It's the same. Or it's very similar. Now, look at that. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's boring as hell to do that work. There's not creative thing. Like, for humans, it's boring as hell. It's just boring. Like doing that for 10 hours a day, and in Sheen and all those companies, they even do it for longer times. For fucking 15 hours a day. I don't even know how much they do it for. But it's just a lot of, like 10 hours, let's say 10 hours, doing the same thing. That's the first problem, right? It's fucking boring as hell. Like, humans gonna be like crazy. How much are you gonna last in that job? That's why a lot of businesses have these labor problems and they have all this incredible high turnover because people just want to work on those jobs, right? So that's a big thing. Like it's a boring job, and that's a thing that this figure thing. Actually, go to the website. I suppose it's Figure AI. Yeah, these robots are gonna be so helpful. Like just imagine replacing all these humans, putting all these robots. First, all these humans are gonna be able to have another job, which is gonna be much more enjoy, like much more fun, not as boring as hell as these. And like at the end of the day, a lot of people are gonna be like, there's still obviously this argument of man, you're gonna literally replace what are like how are they gonna survive all these workers that we are seeing right now. Now there's always a way. I really think there's always a way. There's always a new job. There's always better jobs to do, right? And he didn't talk that much about this argument that people have about, oh my god, what is gonna happen to the people that are gonna be replaced? Like, yeah, okay, it's gonna be great, right? Like there's no longer gonna be humans doing these boring jobs that should be done by robots, right? Like for example, he was making the argument that um currently in factories, like these in big robots, arms, um, transporting the chassis of the vehicles, of the cars. It's not like people are, oh, he took my job. That fucking machine took my job. I want to do that job. Like it's not like people are actually upset about, like right now, because whenever they started to make this shift of replacing a lot of humans on car companies and car factories for these big machines, obviously there was pushback because they how were they gonna survive, right? But now that a long time has passed, it's not like those same workers are like, oh, I'm still upset because like that fucking job is literally like, let's say it's a car of I don't know how much tons or whatever it is. Like man, it's like right now it seems even stupid to for humans to do that work, and that's gonna be the same thing with this, right? Like right now we're seeing this, and it's like oh, what is gonna happen with these all these humans? How are they gonna survive and whatever? Man, there's gonna be new jobs, much creative, much more creative, much better, of conditions and whatever, much more fun, not as boring. And at the end of the day, all these things that I'm seeing right now, like you're seeing in this video, like they're just gonna be there, working, doing whatever they need to do, and it's gonna be much better for people. Like humans are no longer gonna be doing these boring. Like, it's gonna be a choice. That's definitely a thing. Like there's gonna be a choice, and this is incredible, right? Because yeah, I'm talking right now in the workforce. I'm gonna go into the home part in a minute, but yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is that it's gonna be great for humans. Like, just let all these robots do these boring ass hell jobs that people don't even like. Have you seen the photos of Foxconn? Apple factory. Have you have you seen the photos? Like, just look at the fucking. There were some um photos that they literally had this thing. Look at that thing. The reason why they have that thing right there is to prevent people from killing themselves. Like, they clearly don't like their job. They're just doing it for pay, like they're just to survive. Um, like, when have you watched that there's a company that literally has this thing in order to prevent people from killing themselves? Like, that's obvious that people don't like doing these works. They're boring as hell. Like, just look at this. It's just repetitive. It's boring. People don't like it. It's depressing, man. It's absolutely fucking bananas that we still have this thing. Now, obviously, it's very. I feel bad because at the end of the day, I'm using an Apple computer, right? But this isn't anything, right? I just I'm totally um like, the reason why I like these so much. There's a lot of things. One of those things is because these people are gonna be replaced, and I know that sounds like, oh, that sounds bad because they're gonna be replaced, but like, just I think it's great. Like, just look at them. Like, they're not they're bored. They're just bored there. They don't like it. It's clearly not great for your health to be all time sitting and there. There's not even plants there. There's nothing. The air quality is probably bad as hell, and you're just doing the same thing. Like, it's not good, man. Um, nah, man, this is not good for humans. Like, this is literally the job that these things should be. That's how it should be. That's simply the thing. Humans should be doing something else that is much more creative, much more fulfilling. I have this. I thought about this when I was watching that video. Like, you have basically, for example, this human being, right? It's a human being at the end of the day. Isn't like in biology of this human being, she is not different from this human being. Shit, she's not different from this human. Oh, okay, she's different actually because she doesn't have a penis and all that, and the other one has. No, I'm gonna maybe put a woman. What a woman. I mean, Kylie Jenner was literally the only one that I can think of. But man, I know. Like, at the end of the day, she is like, actually, she has a business, Scarlet Cosmetics. At the end of the day, she is like, okay. I'm gonna make this point. Um, bro, this is gonna be so weird, but I hope it is clear. So, she's not different than hair on biology, right? Like, they have a brain, they have the same things that, like, both have the same things, right? Obviously, it's different because when you look at hair and when you look at hair, it's very different. Um, but like, just let's just think about what I'm trying to communicate. Like, she's doing this, right? $10 a day. Okay. Kylie, Kylie is doing something. I think the perfect word is leverage, right? She has more leverage than here. Okay, this is very basic, right? Obviously, she has more leverage. Um, but the point I'm trying to make is she's like, um, how can I say it? She's taking advantage of the thing that he she has here, like his brain, right? Because at the end of the day, we humans are very creative, and she's clearly taking advantage more than her. Um, because she's just, oh, man, I know it's so gonna sound so bad, but like she's just not using her brain. She's using her brain, right? Like she has a company, she has Kali Cosmetics that involves a lot of mental energy, whatever, creativity, to come up with new products with etc. And now let's imagine if we could get her out of this job, replace her with this thing, and her just having the freedom of taking advantage of the thing that she has in here, her brain, and actually using it in any industry. At the end of the day, Kylie is in the cosmetics industry, but it can be in any industry, okay? Like at the end of the day, people like different things. So I don't know if she likes music or she likes other things, like she can actually take advantage of the incredible tools that we humans have, which are creativity. Um, we have a lot of tools. Creativity is a big one. Um, you know, different forms of the intelligence that we have, and just create something, right? It doesn't need to be artistic. It can be something like technology. I don't know, whatever. That will be much better for the world and for her because she will not be boring. She will not be bored as hell. She will not be as depressed. She will not be as unhealthy or whatever. I suppose that's happening, right? Maybe she's healthier than me. I don't know. She will not be in that situation if she just was replaced by a human robot. Like she will have more freedom in order to whatever she wants. Like I hope this is getting clear. I'm trying to find a man here. Why there's not a man here? Let's just say she's a man. So I'm trying to compare it to Jeff Bezos. So same example with here, with this. Sorry. So you have this man. Let's say this is a man. Okay, it's not clearly not. Okay, okay. This is a man. Basically doing the same thing, right? He has the same biology. Not the same biology. Obviously, he's different. Whatever, he had different DNA. But he has a fucking brain. He has a fucking brain, right? You know what I mean. He has hands. He has hands. Okay. So same thing. Imagine if we could get just this guy. Like for example, the fact that this guy has created so much wealth for for the world, for so much value, is crazy. It's just one man. Imagine if we could give this man that opportunity, right? Of just getting him out of this factory, giving him the freedom of doing whatever. At the end of the day, he has the freedom of whatever he wants to do. He may not create incredible value like he did, but he may create some value. Maybe work like having a restaurant or cooking. Maybe that's his passion, whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is that we have incredible human beings, like the human being, the human species is incredible. Like the fact that a human being can create so much value for the world or can create incredible stuff is crazy. And whenever I see these pictures, obviously, assuming they don't like their job is really depressing because they could be doing some incredible shit and they just can't because they're trapped in this world, right? So back to the robot, like I think it's great because just replacing all these human beings which have other abilities, like human beings are really good for a lot of other things than just being doing repetitive stuff. The robots are much better in doing repetitive stuff. They're just fucking great, and humans are not compared to robots. So getting all the humans out of these, putting all the robots in these, and humans just basically doing whatever they are good at, right? A lot of people say it's creativity, other people it's intelligence, some form of intelligence, community. Like obviously, it's very difficult to say. Okay, but how are you gonna employ? Like, how are they gonna survive, right? You know, that's the thing that I haven't really got into a conclusion. But there's definitely an incredible opportunity. It's just gonna be incredible because that was in the more human aspect, right? Like like giving more opportunity for more humans to do cool shit, basically. Now let's go to more of the economy part. If you have all these robots in here, first of all, there's not gonna be a shut. Like they're not gonna go to sleep because they're robots, right? So it's gonna be more productive. Like let's say these here they are working 16 hours a day. There's 24 hours in the day. Obviously, you need to charge them on the battery or whatever, but that will be like I don't know how much. Maybe 4 hours a day. I don't know. Let's say it's 4 hours a day. They need to charge them on their battery. They charge the batteries that they have. These guys need to recharge in 8 hours, right, or 6 hours, and you will have more time. You just have more time. Like they don't have emotions. They don't have any of that. So they're literally just full focus on whatever they need to do for 20 hours. 4 hours they're charging or whatever it is. 20 hours a day. Like the product, whatever product they're making here, I suppose is it's an iPhone. It's gonna be much more cheaper because with the same, it's just economies of scale, right? No, it's economies of scale is actually making more with the resources that you have, and therefore it's cheaper. But in this case, it's the same, making more for you have 4 more hours you make of actually production with the same resources, with like energy, whatever. And yeah, it's just I'm not an expert at this, but it's clearly gonna be more cheaper. Everything businesses are gonna have much more higher profits, higher margins because they don't need to pay all the healthcare, whatever salaries, and it's gonna be real great. I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting. That is in the workforce, in the home as well. Like, let me actually conclude with the workforce. If you were the business owner here at Foxconn, and you can literally have higher profits, higher margins, profit margins, lower costs, more productivity, why wouldn't you buy these? Because at the end of the day, this thing is gonna give you all that. It's obvious common sense to for most business owners, I suppose. And therefore, most businesses are gonna adopt these things however they want to adopt it. Therefore, everything's gonna be much cheaper. There's gonna be even more production of goods and services, and it's gonna be great, right? Now, for all these humans that are gonna be replaced, there's gotta be a way to for them to survive, obviously. But at least they're gonna be in better, much better work conditions. They're not gonna be here all day. They're gonna be doing something. They're gonna be exploring. They're gonna be doing sports or whatever they want to do. They're gonna have the freedom to do whatever they want to do, I suppose, or at least more freedom that they had right now. and it's gonna be much better quality of life for human beings. So that's why this is really gonna be the most important product. Not only the most important, but also the most sold product in the world. Obviously, in 10 or 20 years, but right now it's the beginning. Because, like, if just for the workforce, basically everyone's gonna want one or 10. Just just in the workforce, there's gonna be billions. Okay. Now imagine home. Like like everyone has a personal computer, or at least most people, right? Um, because they just make them more productive. It's just better quality of life. You literally run a business from your home, or whatever. Watch TV, not watch entertainment like YouTube, create stuff, whatever. This thing is gonna be in your home, doing your laundry, cooking your food, like whatever you want them to do, serving you drinks, completely cleaning the mess that you had the night before with your friends at a party in your home, cooking all your food, like just imagine the amount of possibilities that you have with these on homes. And everyone has different use cases. Everyone's gonna want to use them on their home for different things. So that's why the demand is gonna be so massive. Because if the demand is gonna be on the billions for the workforce, on home is gonna be the same billions. So now combine both, it's gonna be like, for example, Elon Musk is also trying to compete with Figure with their Tesla Optimus. Um, and he said that he believes, first of all, he believes this is going to be the most important product for Tesla. So that's a very big statement. Second, he generally believes that this is going to be an incredible thing for the economy, like what he just said, right? It's going to be cheaper, everything, whatever. But most importantly, he believes there's going to be more human robots than humans on Earth. There's going to be, like, if we're 8 billion, there's going to be probably 9 billion, 10 billion robots. Like, this is really going to be. And on this podcast, they were basically saying, how is it called? Amit Kukureka. He was basically saying this was going to be the biggest business in the world. Like, and he even said it. This is going to be the biggest business in the world. He said they were going to probably get, obviously, if they succeed, there's going to be trillions of dollars. Like you can see here, trillions of dollars in revenue. And I do believe that. Like, this is just gonna be the biggest business in the world, the most important product that humanity has ever created, and the most sold product that humanity has ever created. Like, this is really gonna be the thing. And a lot of people don't realize that. Like, a lot of people, I was talking with some friends at my school about this. They thought it was gonna be, this is 50 years away. Not only that, but they thought I was crazy whenever I said this was gonna be the most important product. They thought I was crazy whenever I said there were gonna be more human robots than human robots than humans. They thought I was crazy, but man, I'm not the only one. I'm saying this. He is saying it, and I suppose he's very smart because he literally created so many companies, and he, like, when you create very difficult when you create companies that solve very difficult problems and you succeed at that, that's very difficult. You really need to be very intelligent or hardworking, all those things combined. So if a human being can do that and he's actually very convinced, we need to we need to pay attention because he's not the only human being saying that. Elon Musk is also saying that. And if you really think about it, it just makes sense. Like, just by the example, like the thought experiment that I said about you being the business owner of any business, and just running the math of the differences between you having humans versus human robots, it's just very obvious. So that's why this is just gonna be, it's gonna be the thing. We are not certain is who are gonna be the businesses or the companies that are gonna actually get us to this incredible future. Maybe it's Figure, Maybe it's Tesla, right? Maybe it's another one which is 1X. Robots. Maybe it's 1X. Who knows who is gonna lead us to this incredible future? But what is certain is the robots are coming. Like, the robots are fucking coming, and it's gonna be the most incredible business in the world that humanity has ever created in history. This man, whenever I first heard about all this, I thought it was crazy, but when you really start to think about it, it makes a lot of sense. And it's crazy how much it's crazy how most of the world hasn't really thought about it. Like, it's makes sense, right? Most of the world is, you know, focused working on these jobs. No, I'm just kidding. Like, there's a lot of people working on these jobs. Not most of the world, but most of the world, is busy doing their things. They don't give a fuck. So obviously, nah, it makes sense. I regret saying that. But yeah, basically, this is this is gonna happen much more sooner than people think. For example, they said there was a tweet from the same bed. Let me actually, I have it right here. Just like he says, figures launcher robots into the home. Our AI helix is advancing faster than any of us anticipated, accelerating into the home. Therefore, we move up our home timeline by 2 years. So basically, they're predicting that they're gonna be starting to sell these robots into the home in 2 years, 2026. Now, obviously, at the beginning is already very expensive. The same thing happened with the fucking phones. Like, with any new technology, first is very expensive, and now whenever they started producing millions and millions, just the economies of scale kick in, and it's gonna be much more affordable. It's gonna be like buying a car, right? And yeah, this is gonna be incredible. I'm just very excited about this future. It's gonna be great. Like, if we really do this, if humanity really achieves this in the right way, like, the quality of life for humans is gonna be much more better. The economy is gonna be much more better. Which is, I don't like saying economy, was just because whenever you say economy, a lot of people think just money, but no, it's like goods and services. Like, the goods and services is gonna be much better, better quality, cheaper. Mm, man, it's gonna be great. So yeah, this thing, I don't know, man. This is just gonna be so big. Like, it's just gonna be so big. It's gonna be the biggest thing in the world in the next decades. Just like this was incredibly big, this is gonna be bigger. And I really do believe that after seeing all this, I may be wrong, right? But I don't know, this is gonna be big. Wow, that was a very good one.